Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 22nd October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. First, let us identify the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. During this process, we will also identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. First, let's start with the half-yearly time frame. Let us find the stocks near half-yearly demand zone. We got one stock which is near to the half-yearly demand zone. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch this report. So that is the reason why I request you pause the video, study all the columns and their values, parameters. If required, you can also draw the zones on your charts by taking these leg in and leg out stamps. After that, you can further proceed. In case if you does not understand how to study this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. In that video, I have explained everything, all the details related to this report. Okay, next let's proceed with the next report for half-yearly time frame. Excuse me. For half-yearly time frame, let's find the stocks near half-yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. I'm going back and changing the time frame to quarterly. Let us find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for quarterly time frame, let us find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. 2 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is monthly. Let us find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Next, for monthly time frame, let us find the stocks near monthly supply zone. 2 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is weekly. Let us find the stocks near weekly demand zone. So good number of stocks are filtered near to the weekly demand zone. These are the first 15 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered near to the weekly demand zone. Next, for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered near to the weekly supply zone. Next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. Again, good number of stocks are filtered. These are the first 15 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered near to the daily demand zone. Now let us identify the high liquidity demand zones from this list. High liquidity daily demand zones. ABC Capital. Next one is Asian Paints. The next one is BHEL. Next one is Canara Bank Finance Home, Canfin Home. Next one is Indian Hotels. Next one is LIC Housing Finance, but this is not valid because it is a pierced zone. It's not valid. So next one is LITM. That's it. This is the last one. So total we identified 6 high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. I repeat again, ABC Capital is the first one, Asian Paint second one, BHEL third one, Canfin Home fourth one, Indian Hotels fifth one, and LITM is the sixth one. So total 6 high liquidity daily demand zones. One invalid is LIC Housing, so we didn't consider. So without this LIC Housing Finance, we got 6 stocks. 6 are valid high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Okay, next let's look for daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered and no high liquidity supply zones from this list. Next time frame is 125 minutes. So let us find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 14 stocks are filtered. Next, for 125 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 14 stocks are filtered near to the 75 minutes demand zone. Let us identify high liquidity demand zones from this list, 75 minutes demand zones. Bank of Baroda is a valid high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. IDFC First Bank, this is the second stock. Toronto Pharma is the third one. Voltas is not valid because it is a pierced zone. So total we identified 3 high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any high liquidity supply zones. Navin Florin is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We have only one high liquidity supply zone from 75 minutes time frame. Okay, this is about high liquidity zones. So next time frame is 25 minutes. So let us find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 4 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. 8 stocks are filtered. Next, for 15 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 1 stock is filtered. Next, for 15 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. 11 stocks are filtered. Let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF supply zone confluence, that is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone. So I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With this filter, we got 9 stocks. In these 9, some of the stocks might be pierced Always ignore the pierced stocks. For your entry time, it should not be pierced. Here entry zone is supply zone. So supply zone should not be pierced. This is the way you should understand. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 10 stocks are filtered near to the 5 minutes demand zone. Now let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF confluence. That is a 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence, enabling the filter. We got 7 stocks. These 7 stocks demand zones are having. Some of the demand zones might be pierced. Ignore them. So next, for 5 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 5 minute supply zone. 15 stocks are filtered. Let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence, enabling that filter. Now let's verify. We got only 4 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones. Next, let us identify NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let's start with NIFTY, starting from monthly time frame. So I'm generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and always look into the pierced column to verify any of these zones are pierced. If the pierced count is not 0, the zone is a pierced zone. 0 means it is not pierced. And always look into the LTF trend. This is the trend of the current time frame you have selected. So current time frame is monthly, so LTF trend is monthly. And one time frame is ITF. That here in this example it is weekly. One more time frame it is HTF. That in this example it is in this example ITF is quarterly, HTF is yearly. This is the way you should understand the remaining reports, and also don't forget to pause the video before you move on to the next reports. Okay, next for NIFTY, I'm changing the time frame to weekly and generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is daily. I'm generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 125 minutes. I'm generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 75 minutes. I'm generating 75 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 25 minutes. I'm generating 25 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 15 minutes. I'm generating 15 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The next time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is about NIFTY supply demand zone chain. So next we will generate a BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. So I'm changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. Let's start with monthly time frame. I'm generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. And the next time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next reports, we are generating bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. First, I am generating a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame is daily. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at daily, I am selecting bullish and daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Next parameter, zone achievement should always be violated opposing zone, VOZ. And a minimum odd enhancer score for bullish or bearish trade setup should be 12. And all the three parameters are applied to daily demand zone. Now let's verify. We got maybe around 19 or 20 stocks, maybe 19 or 18. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 19. So 19 stocks are filtered. First 17 from the 19 stocks. This is the first 17. I'm scrolling the list down. And remaining 2 stocks, 18 and 19. So total 19 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, that is entry time frame daily. All these are all daily demand and supply zones. But in bullish trade setup, you should plan your trade in the demand zones, not supply zones. Okay, now let us identify high probability demand zones from this list. For that, let us look for IT of confluence, that is a daily demand zone confluence with weekly demand zone. That means the daily demand zone should be overlapped with weekly demand zone. It is part of weekly demand zone. So I'm going back and going to set the parameter in the demand zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. So with this filter, let's verify how many stocks we get. So from the 19, we got 11 stocks. These 11 stocks are high probability setups compared to the remaining stocks. And all these 11 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. That is entry time frame daily. And also these daily demand zones are part of the weekly demand zones. That is what zone confluence with weekly time frame. Because these weekly zones, because the ITF trend is a weekly trend is up. If these daily demand zone is part of the weekly zone, if these weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. So let's verify. So in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am adding the filter daily demand zone with daily daily demand zone with weekly EMA. Sorry, I made a mistake. I have to look into the weekly time frame. So I have to enable the filter weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence, not daily, because daily zone is a part of the weekly zone. That's why weekly demand zone is having weekly EMA confluence. It's a high probability setup. So let's verify. So none of these stocks are having weekly EMA confluence. So did I set properly? Let me verify. Entry zone is a demand zone. Zone achievement violated. Odd enhances score greater than 12. And bullish or bearish trade setup, and daily we have selected bullish. And demand zone confluence is a weekly and daily. That means a daily demand zone confluence with weekly. That means daily zone is part of weekly demand zone. And in the EMA confluence, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. And also daily demand zone with daily. Sorry. So I made a mistake. I set both the filters. I am removing this daily filter. We need to check only weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. See, sometimes if you make a mistake, see, now we got 8 stocks. Earlier I made a mistake. How? I am able to identify with the help of the search strategy. Always look into the search strategy. If we make any mistakes, we can identify. Now 8 stocks are filtered. All these 8 stocks are high probability setup stocks, because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone, and weekly zone is having weekly demand zone is having weekly EMA confluence, and bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. But all these zones are entry time frame zones, they are daily zones. Always you should plan your trade in the demand zone. Bullish trade setup, always you should plan your trade in demand zone, but not in supply zone. Bearish trade setup, you have to plan your trades in supply zone. This is how you should understand. Okay, this is about a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade and ITF confluence. Now next high probability setup, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, all the three. So I am removing the EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, daily demand zone with weekly demand zone is already enabled. 2 more filters, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence, and also weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. And we set all the filters, 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. We got 4 stocks. Currently these 4 stocks are supporting LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means daily zone is part of the weekly zone. Again, both daily and weekly together, again part of the monthly zone. And the monthly trend is up, all the 4 stocks. If monthly EMA confluence is there, if any of these stocks, they are even more high probability setups. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, at monthly time frame, monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence I set up. Why? Because the daily and weekly zones are part of the monthly zone. That's why monthly EMA confluence we are verifying. All the 4 stocks are having monthly EMA confluence. Check here in the EMA confluence, monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. Very good. So next, let us look for bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame is daily, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at a daily time frame, I am selecting bearish, and daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, and a minimum odd enhancer score 12. With all the 3 filters are applied to daily supply zone. Now let's verify. We got 3 stocks. Currently these 3 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, that is entry time frame daily. Let's verify any high probability setup supported supply zones from this list. If any of these stocks are having ITF confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, ITF supply zone confluence, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter. That means daily supply zone should be part of the weekly supply zone. 2 stocks are filtered. Both the supply zones are having ITF confluence. That means the daily zone is part of the weekly zone, and weekly trend is downtrend. If any of these stocks are having a weekly EMA confluence, it's a high probability setup. So in the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. Oh, very good. One stock is filtered. It is having a weekly EMA confluence. Daily zone is part of the weekly zone and weekly trend is downtrend, and weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, all the three. I am removing this EMA filter. Earlier only ITF and HTF, we got two stocks, right? Yeah, two stocks. How many are having even HTF confluence? HTF means monthly. So daily, weekly, monthly confluence. Daily supply zone with weekly supply zone is already enabled. Daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence I am enabling. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence also enabled. With all the three filters, we did not get any LTF, ITF, HTF confluence stocks. Only LTF and ITF only we got. Okay, fine. Next set of reports are about weekly income trade. First, let's start with weekly income trade bullish trade setup. Entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is the demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. This 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. And zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 12. And all the three filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. We got 10 stocks. All these 10 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes. Okay, let us look for high probability setup supported stocks from these 10 stocks. First, let us look into LTF and ITF confluence. That is 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. Now let's verify. We got 8 stocks from those 10 or 11. Okay, whatever it is, from the 10 stocks we got 8 stocks are filtered. In all these 8 stocks, 75 minutes entry zones are part of the daily zone. And the daily trend is uptrend, because the daily means ITF. For weekly income trade, daily is the ITF. So ITF trend is uptrend. EMA confluence we can verify. So in the EMA confluence at daily time frame, because 75 minute zone is part of the daily zone. So if daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it's a high probability setup. Let's verify. We got one stock. So this daily demand zone is having this 75 minutes demand zone is having confluence with the daily demand zone, and also the daily zone is having daily EMA confluence. It's a high probability setup. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I am removing this EMA filter. What happened? Okay, I am removing this EMA filter. Without EMA, we got how many? 8 stocks. Okay, these are all ITF, LTF, ITF confluence. Now HTF from these 8, how many are having HTF confluence? Let's verify. Already we enabled this filter 75 with daily demand zone confluence. Next 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence I am enabling, and also daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence also I am enabling. With all the 3 filters, we got LTF, ITF, HTF stocks. 6 stocks. In all these 6 stocks, 75 minute zones is part of the daily zone. Both together again part of the weekly zone. HTF is weekly. Some of these weekly stocks are having uptrend. If those uptrend stocks are having the weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence weekly time frame, I'm setting the filter weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. We got 4 stocks. All these 4 demand zones are high probability setup supported demand zones. not all four, not first one, second, third, fourth are high probability, because first one weekly trend is sideways market. EMA confluence does not give any additional advantage, but second, third, fourth uptrend, weekly trend, definitely EMA confluence gives additional advantage. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for a weekly income trade. So entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting the value bearish, and this 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement is violated, opposing zone, minimum order hands score 12. All the three filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. So let's verify. We got 10 stocks. All these 10 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes. 75 minute supply zones. Now how many of these 75 minute supply zones are having high probability? So let's verify LTF and ITF confluence. That means 75 minute supply zone should be part of the daily supply zone. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, let's verify. 8 stocks, from 10, 8 stocks are filtered. These 8 stocks are currently supporting ITF confluence. That means 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone. And a daily trend is a downtrend. A daily means ITF. ITF trend is downtrend, and 75 minute supply zone is part of daily supply zone. And if the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am enabling the filter daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Let's verify. We got 5 stocks. These 5 stocks are high probability supported stocks based on the ITF confluence and EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for the next high probability setup parameter, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I am removing this EMA filter. Now in the supply zone confluence, already we enabled 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone, and 2 more filters, 75 minute supply zone with weekly supply zone, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone, that is HTF confluence. With all the 3 filters, let's verify LTF, ITF and HTF confluence supported stocks. We got 3 stocks. All these 3 stocks are supporting LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone, both together again part of the weekly supply zone. And weekly supply zone, 2 stocks are having downtrend. If these 2 stocks are having a EMA confluence, weekly EMA confluence, it is a high probability setup. The supply zones, weekly supply zones with weekly EMA confluence. So I am enabling in the EMA confluence weekly time frame, weekly demand zone, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. So none of those weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Fine. Next, let us look for a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. That is entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. These 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum order hands score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Currently all these 6 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. Now let's verify how many of these stocks are having high probability setups. That means first let us look for LTF, ITF demand zone confluence, that is 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With this filter, we got all 6 stocks are filtered. That means all 6 stocks, the 15 minute zones are part of the 75 minute zones. And 75 minutes trend is uptrend, that is ITF trend. Because 15 minutes demand zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone, if these 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, there could be even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we got 2 stocks. Both these stocks are currently supporting high probability setup for bullish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. All these are all 15 minute zones. But these 15 minute zones are part of the 75 minute zones, and 75 minute zones are having daily EMA confluence, and also 75 minutes trend is uptrend. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Without EMA filter, earlier I removed the EMA filter. Earlier we got 8 stocks, right? 6 stocks. In these 6, how many are having HTF confluence? All these 6 are ITF confluence. Now we need to look for even HTF confluence. Already we enabled 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone. Next, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone, I enabled the filter. And also 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone also enabled. So with this LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, we got 2 stocks. That means 15 minutes demand zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again part of the daily demand zone. Daily is HTF. So HTF trend is uptrend for the second stock. If the second stock is having EMA confluence, that is national EMA is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Because all the zones, LTF and ITF zones are part of HTF zone, that is daily zone. If the daily trend is daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, let's verify. In the EMA confluence, daily time frame, daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Oh, we got this stock, 1 stock, and it is uptrend, and also having daily EMA confluence. So it's a high probability setup supported daily income trade, bullish trade setup. So it's a high probability setup supported stock. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. The 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhance score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got 13 stocks. These 13 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. That is entry time frame 15 minutes and the zone is supply zone. That means if you want to plan a trade, it should be on the 15 minute supply zones. Now let's verify how many of these supply zones are having high probability setup. So first high probability setup is 15 minute supply zone confluence with 75 minutes supply zone confluence, that is ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With this filter, let's verify how many stocks we get. We got 11 stocks. All these 11 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means the 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. 75 minutes is ITF. Because ITF trend is a downtrend, let's verify EMA confluence on these 75 minute supply zones. So in the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time, I am setting 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Why 75 minutes? Because 15 minutes entry zone is part of the 75 minute zone and 75 minutes trend is downtrend. So none of those stocks are supporting EMA confluence. No problem, I am removing EMA filter. Without EMA we got how many? 11, right? Yeah, earlier we got 11. This is ITF, LTF confluence. Now out of these 11, let us look for even HTF confluence. So in the supply zone, this is supply bearish trade setup, right? Yeah. In the supply zone confluence, already we set the parameter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. Next two more filters, 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the three LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, except the third one, remaining 3 are having downtrend. ITF is a daily. Daily trend is downtrend in 4 stocks out of 5. If they are having EMA confluence, daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. The daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Why daily supply zone? Because 15 minute supply zone and 75 minute supply zone together part of the daily supply zone. All are part of daily. That's why we are looking for daily EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Parameter we set, let's verify. We got 4 stocks. All 4 stocks are having daily EMA confluence. I mean all these 4 supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. And also it is all the 4 stocks are LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. And the daily trend is a downtrend except the third. So third you can ignore for EMA confluence point of view. Because sideways market, EMA confluence does not add any additional advantage. First, second, fourth are even more high probability setups. So this is the way we have to understand. Next setup is a bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish. The 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 5 minutes demand zone. Let's verify. We got only 1 stock. Currently only 1 stock is supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. That is entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. Let's verify this demand zone is having any ITF confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone. Oh, this is having a ITF confluence. Let's check whether it is having even HTF confluence. So 2 more filters. So 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence, 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence with all the 3 filters. Yes, it is even supporting LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, the demand zone. Because 5 minutes demand zone is part of 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again part of 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes, that is HTF. HTF trend is up. If it is having EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Oh, it is also having even EMA confluence. So it's a high probability setup supported stock. It is having LTF, ITF, HTF confluence and HTF trend is also uptrend, and also HTF is having HTF daily EMA confluence, that is 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame is 5 minutes, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish, and 5 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, and the minimum odd enhanced score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 5 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got a very big list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Let's verify out of these 23 how many are supporting high probability, that is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. With this we got 14 stocks are filtered. From 23, 14 stocks are supporting ITF confluence. That means 5 minute supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is a downtrend, that is ITF trend is downtrend in all these stocks. Let's verify any of these 15 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence filter I enabled. Let's verify. So none of the stocks are having 15 minute supply zones are having EMA confluence. Okay, without EMA filter earlier we got 14 stocks, right? Yeah, 14. Out of this is LTF ITF confluence. Now let us look for HTF confluence. HTF is 75 minutes time frame. LTF ITF HTF supply zone confluence. I am enabling 2 more filters. That is 5 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone, and also 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone. Already 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone is already enabled. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 9 stocks. That means 5 minute supply zone is part of the 15 minute supply zone, both together again part of the 75 minute supply zone. This is LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. But all these zones are 5 minutes supply zones. And many of these stocks are having downtrend. HTF trend is down in many of the stocks except a couple of stocks. So if any of these downtrend supported stocks are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. But HTF zone is 75 minute supply zone. So 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am looking for 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Why we are setting this parameter? Because 5 minute zone and 15 minute zones together part of the 75. And 75 trend is down in many of the stocks except 2. So that's why we are verifying. We got 1 stock, excellent, and the 75 minute zone is having downtrend, very good. So this supply zone is a high probability setup supported supply zone. So this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. In the final report, let us verify stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, that includes all sectorial indices. Remaining all are equity stocks, but the list is filtered from F&O listed companies. What I do, I keep on scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. After that you can proceed. I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information is useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.